Most gardeners are quietly wrecking their soil with a bucket of fireplace ash. Fresh hardwood ash is highly alkaline, often equivalent to a fast-acting lime. Depending on the burn material, it can carry significant levels of calcium carbonate and potassium carbonate. When you broadcast that fine powder over moist soil, especially more than about 2 kilograms per 10 square meters in one go, you're delivering a chemical shock. The problem isn't just pH rise, it's uneven distribution. Ash is ultra-fine. Wind moves it. Water pushes it into concentrated patches. One section of the bed becomes alkaline while another remains neutral. Roots grow into hotspots and stall. Iron and manganese availability drop. Spinach starts yellowing. Gardeners blame nitrogen. It's not nitrogen, it's chemistry. In clay soils, loose ash can worsen surface crusting. After rainfall, I've seen a thin alkaline layer form that reduced infiltration. Seeds struggled to break through. In sandy soils, the opposite problem occurs. Nutrients flush through too quickly because nothing is holding them in place. The takeaway is simple. The material is powerful. The delivery method is the mistake. The real issue is not ash itself, it's how uncontrolled it is in loose form. Wood ash contains useful minerals, potassium, calcium, trace elements. In acidic soils below pH 6.2, it can be extremely valuable, but value depends on rate and release speed. Loose ash dissolves fast. It's like dumping a quick-release mineral concentrate without measurement. When I began pelletizing ash instead of scattering it, the results changed completely. Soil pH moved gradually instead of spiking. Potassium levels increased without destabilizing magnesium ratios. Earthworm activity stayed consistent. That's when I stopped recommending loose application altogether. Pelletizing wood ash turns a volatile input into a controlled amendment. Pelletizing is not complicated, but it requires intention. What you're doing is binding ash into a carbon-rich matrix so nutrients release slowly and distribute evenly. I start with completely cooled, sifted hardwood ash. No charcoal chunks, no painted wood, just clean burn residue. For every 10 kilograms of ash, I blend in 5 kilograms of fine, mature compost and 2 kilograms of pre-charged biochar. The compost buffers alkalinity and introduces microbes. The biochar acts as a mineral sponge. Dry materials are mixed thoroughly before adding moisture. I mist water slowly while turning the blend until it holds together when squeezed but doesn't smear. That texture matters. Too wet and it becomes cement-like. Too dry and pellets crumble. Once the mixture reaches the right consistency, I run it through a simple hand pelletizer or press it through a 1 centimeter mesh screen to form granules. Even hand-rolling small clusters works if you're doing a backyard batch. The pellets dry under cover for several days until firm. Now instead of dust, you have stable granules. Here's how I apply pelletized ash in a real backyard raised bed. Take a standard 4 by 8 foot raised bed, roughly 3 square meters. In early spring, before transplanting heavy feeders like tomatoes, I incorporate about 1.5 kilograms of pelletized ash, blend evenly into the top 10 centimeters of soil. That rate delivers minerals without pushing pH aggressively. Mid-season, when fruiting begins, I side dress about 300 to 500 grams around each mature tomato plant, placing pellets 5 centimeters away from the stem and lightly scratching them into the surface. Then I water deeply. No dust cloud, no leaf burn, no patchy alkaline zones. By autumn, soil tests show gradual pH movement, often 0.2 to 0.4 units at most. Potassium levels improve, calcium stabilizes structure, and the soil maintains crumb integrity instead of turning powdery. This approach also prevents one of the most common nutrient lockout mistakes. A lot of gardeners apply ash and then wonder why their crops show iron deficiency symptoms, pale young leaves, green veins. They respond by adding more fertilizer. That compounds the imbalance. When ash is pelletized with compost, microbial activity moderates mineral release. Instead of overwhelming the soil solution with soluble carbonates, You get gradual integration into the cation exchange system. In practical terms, that means fewer sudden deficiencies. I've grown spinach, kale, and peppers in beds treated with pelletized ash for 3 consecutive seasons, without the micronutrient issues I used to see from loose applications. Hydroponic growers need to be even more cautious. You cannot put ash pellets directly into a hydroponic reservoir. That would destabilize pH instantly. But pelletizing still has relevance if you're building mineralized compost teas or soil-based media feeding systems. In hybrid systems where compost extract feeds inert media like cocoa coir, I've used controlled ash extracts derived from pelletized material, steeping pellets in water for 24 hours, filtering thoroughly, and then buffering the solution before incremental addition allows potassium supplementation without sludge formation. Even then, I never exceed 50 milliliters of extract per 20 liters of nutrient solution without testing pH. The point is control. Whether soil or hydro, ash must be measured, stabilized, and integrated thoughtfully. There are soils where you shouldn't use ash at all. If your soil already tests above pH 7.2, adding ash is usually a mistake. I've seen gardeners in alkaline regions continue applying it out of habit, thinking more minerals equal better growth. That's not how soil chemistry works. In those cases, I redirect ash into compost piles at low rates, about 1 kilogram per cubic meter of compost material. In compost, the alkalinity helps buffer acidic inputs like fruit scraps and green waste, and the finished compost distributes minerals more evenly when applied. Blindly applying ash without testing is not sustainable soil management. It's guesswork. Pelletizing takes effort, but so does rebuilding damaged soil. Yes, forming pellets requires time, mixing, moistening, drying. But compare that to trying to correct an overlying bed. Lowering pH is far harder than raising it. Once you've overshot, you're dealing with sulfur amendments, organic matter buildup, and seasons of correction. I'd rather spend an hour stabilizing ash than 2 years correcting soil chemistry. Over multiple growing cycles, pelletized ash improved aggregate stability in my heavier beds, water infiltration increased, surface crusting decreased, plants rooted deeper. Those are long-term gains, not quick visual fixes. If you're going to use wood ash, do it with precision or don't use it at all. That's my position after years of testing. Loose ash is unpredictable, pelletized ash is manageable. The difference is structure, rate, and integration. If your goal is bigger harvests, resilient soil biology, and mineral balance that improves year after year, you cannot treat ash casually. It's not just fireplace waste. It's a concentrated mineral amendment. Control it, stabilize it, apply it deliberately. That's the kind of practical, field-tested approach we focus on here. If this helped you rethink how you're using wood ash, subscribe to the channel and share this video with another grower who still broadcasts ash straight from the bucket. The more we apply real soil knowledge instead of garden folklore, the better our food and our soil becomes.